To Top TENish.
Yes.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Bronson.
Sony's being a bunch of motherfuckers.
Holy shit. So, hi everyone. This is we're Super Gamecraft. My name's Aaron. This is Bronson, and we like to talk about video games. This is our show, Top TENish, where we rank things around the number 10 in order.
Mm-hmm.
And we were wondering what we were going to do this week, and we weren't quite sure. And then this bit of news came out that was messed up. Bronson, what can you elaborate on this? Because
Yeah. So, I fucking. So there's some news that's come out that Sony is shutting down all their fucking like online stores, and all this other shit. Multiple outlets have come out and said this. So it's not confirmed, but it's basically confirmed.
yep.
So anyway, they're shutting down their stores for all their digital stores. If you want PSP games, Vita games,
It's specifically for like the last generation, not like, well, I mean,
not
like,
PS4,
not
yeah,
PS4,
not
but like the one, it's
Like
PS3, PSP, and PS Vita.
and this has me like I'm gonna go look through my fucking PlayStation 3 and its hard drive and make sure, do I have everything I want.
Man, yeah.
Like that's the do I have all my SingStar shit? Do I have all my Rock Band shit? Do I have I better buy that Rock Band Beatles DLC I never paid for. Make sure, like all that shit.
Yeah.
I better buy that Rock Band Beatles
This story
DLC
was
I never
fucking
paid for.
insane to me because
And I realize over the course of 15 years, business plans change, right?
Yeah, sure.
And but this shit, I remember them advertising the PS3 and then being like, it's gonna be your digital locker, and all this shit will be in the cloud with you forever. Da 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 da. And here we are 16 years later, and they're like pulling the plug. And it's even weirder because their competition is like, yo, bro, you bought Geometry Wars in 2005?
Yeah.
Fucking play it in 4K, man.
It just like
Um,
this is just such a bad play because this is one of the top issues with digital games is yes, there's the convenience, but then there's that also question of, do I own this game? And when you take away those games, I just am less inclined to support that kind of practice.
No, it very much made it so I was already going to use. Good evening, Emily. I was already in the camp of, okay, my PS3 or sorry, my PS5 is only going to be for exclusives and disc-based ones at that.
Right.
To guaranteeing that now.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. I am nope, no. I don't no. Just dude, no. It's not a good look on
it's
them.
so frustrating. It really is, and it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't, because what's it cost for them to keep that store open?
I mean, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know what goes on, but just hearing from people who their careers are in preserving the history of video games, finding out that they're just going to be deleting this store and whatever games that were with it, that's fucked. That's super fucked.
So here's the big my big question is okay, fine, but if I bought the game, can I re-download it? Are you gonna have a portal for re-downloads?
Which, yeah, I don't know. From the speculators online, how trustful they are. Everyone's kind of thinking no.
I mean, it being Sony, I would think no. That's my thing. Like, I just don't have faith because, like, I mean, they're the person who heads up, uh, PlayStation 5 now, or PlayStation in general now is Jim Ryan, who used to be head of Sony Europe, Sony Computer Entertainment Europe. And he says when we've dabbled with backwards compatibility, I'd say it's one of those features that's much requested but not actually used much. And I was at that Gran Turismo event recently where they had PS1, PS2, PS3, and PS4 games, and the PS1 and PS2 games looked ancient. Like, why would anybody play this?
I hate it. Yeah, it's yeah.
And here's the thing: this could be a bunch of smoke. Like, it could be smoke, but with like the thing is with a developer working on a Vita game coming out and saying, "Hey, we've been told we might be the last game on the store, and it's out this May." I mean, I think that's enough proof in the pudding, right?
If that's the case,
like that's like, I don't. Anyway, so what we decided to do after hearing this is, like, we liked the PS3 a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was a good ass system. It had fucking amazing exclusives all over that bitch. And we decided we were gonna go and pick the 10 best exclusives.
Let's do it.
Now, I'm going to say that it has to be exclusives at the time and during the generation.
Yes.
Because so much of this shit has been ported to other stuff.
Yes.
The Uncharted collection exists, God of War 3 port exists, the Yakuza collection just came out last year, like, so on and so on and so on and so on and so on.
Yeah.
So, all right, so I'm going to go in order of year off memory, and then we can, if there's any that I forgot, we can catch it on the wiki. So, 2006 at launch, you had Resistance, Fall of Man, Super Stardust HD, like shortly after, Genji, Days of the Blade. 2007, you had Motorstorm, Flow, Uncharted, Warhawk, Heavenly Sword. I feel like I'm forgetting one. Oh, Ratchet and Clank Tools of Destruction. Tools of Destruction. 2008, you had MGS4, which that's the game that got me to buy one, baby. I remember. I saw that shit. And I was just like, yeah, fucking get some. Get some.
All right.
Dude, I remember, like, that game was so fucking mind-blowing at the time. Like, it was just so mind-blowing. Anyway, 2008, you had Little Big Planet. Resistance 2. I feel like there's one I'm forgetting from that year. Resistance 2. Oh, Ratchet and Clank Quest for Booty.
Okay.
Wipeout HD.
Yep.
Such a fucking good game, too.
Good game.
Wipeout HD. I'm trying to think of other shit I bought that year. Because I remember when I bought that thing, I was so invested in its fucking library. I don't count Ninja Gaiden Sigma because it was like a super duper Xbox port. All right, 2009, you got Killzone 2. You got yourself Uncharted 2. You got yourself Ratchet and Clank, Crack in Time. A Crack in Time. You had hold on. I feel like I'm forgetting. Oh, Demon Souls.
Okay.
Yeah, Demon Souls. Feel free to fill in these blanks if you think of any.
I am surprised you're rattling all these off by memory.
What can I say? The OCD does powerful things to me.
I guess.
You just get possessed. Oh, 3D Dot Game Heroes. Fuck, that game was so
I forgot
good.
about that.
That game was so dope. I loved it.
Mm.
You want to talk about games that need a port?
Yeah. Yeah.
Infamous was 09.
Okay.
I will always remember my first night playing Infamous.
Mm.
That was a magical gaming memory. I remember I got the game in the mail at like 4 in the afternoon, and it was summer break, and I threw that shit inside my PlayStation 3, and I literally stopped once to eat around 7, and then did not stop till 4 in the morning.
Nice.
It was awesome.
Yeah, those are good memories.
MotorStorm 2, though that was an 08 release, or Pacific Rift, as it was called.
All right.
We're not including like the collections, like the God of War collection. And that shit.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
2009. I'm trying to think, because I remember that being a really good year for them.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's it.
Okay.
2010. You had God of War.
3.
Oh, oops. Yep. God of War 3. Yakuza 3. Mag.
Yep.
Gran Turismo 5. Heavy Rain.
I don't know.
Killzone 3 was 2011. Help me out here. 2010. What came out in 2010?
Not a clue.
Oh, Joe Danger.
Was that exclusive?
I believe so, yeah. Sorry. Oh, Mod Nation Racers. That was exclusive.
Wow, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Little Big Planet 2 was that year.
Okay.
I remember. Or no. Oh, yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Okay.
Little Big Planet 2. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's any I'm forgetting. Oh, PlayStation Move bullshit, if you want to put that on there.
I mean, none of it's gonna make it.
Yeah, no, it's not worth really.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I just pulled up a list. Yeah, okay, so Joe Danger is basically the only thing we forgot from that list.
Okay.
All right, 2011. Let's see. Killzone 3.
All right.
Resistance 3. Fuck. Puppeteer.
Okay.
Puppeteer was dope, dude. Oh, MotorStorm 3. Right. This was the year I bought that fucking 3D television.
Lots of 3s happening this year.
Yeah. Uncharted 3. God, I remember I was so fucking stoked for Uncharted 3. Like, well, because like, you know,
yeah.
coming off of fucking the best game ever made at the time. Journey. Journey was it? Yeah, and Journey was exclusive at the time.
Hey, was Flower exclusive?
Yes, it was. That was 09.
That was 09. Okay.
Flower was exclusive. I'm not gonna bother putting the Pixel Junk games on here or into the Nexus.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bother putting. Oh, Twisted Metal.
Oh, okay. Yep.
That was we had fucking 3 of these games were on our Game of the Year list that year.
Yep.
Oh, Yakuza 4. I think that might be it. All right, in 2012. Oh, PlayStation All Stars.
Okay.
The best game.
The best.
Sly 4. Underrated game. Criminally underrated game.
Hmm.
I will fucking go to bat for Sly 4 every time. Ni no Kuni.
Wow.
That was 2013, but
Yeah.
I remember that was the first review copy I had to request for because Nick got in a car crash.
I remember that.
Yep. Starhawk.
Sure.
Last of Us. At this point, I've kind of thrown out the years.
Yeah.
I'm going to look up PS3 exclusives. And then if you got any that come to mind, please just ring a bell.
I just this weekend I had to switch entertainment centers, and in the middle of that, had to pack a couple things away, including a PS3 that I was not using.
Fat Princess.
Hell yeah, Fat Princess.
So good.
All right.
Tokyo Jungle.
Hell yeah, Tokyo Jungle.
Africa.
Yeah.
God. All the other good Ratchet and Clanks are on here. We don't need to into the Nexus. Valkyria Chronicles.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, these are just games that you could have only played on a PS3. This list is crazy.
It's a crazy list, and depending on what happens with this store and how it works, like if any of these are available digitally, you better hope they're available on the PS4 and that you can if you purchased on the PS3 and then would you have to buy it again on the PS4, or if you're using the same account, would they recognize it? Would it
depends on the game? It depends on the game.
Okay.
Like Journey carried over, Flower carried over.
Okay.
But I had to rebuy a couple of those. Like Stardust, you have to rebuy.
Man. All right. Anything else to see on that list?
Yeah, hold on. I'm double checking. Nothing that I think would make it. Tales of Zillia 1 and 2. I don't think that would make the cut.
Nah.
SingStar. Duh. That was a game that was of the time for that system.
Yes. Yes, it was.
And because it did all its internet bullshit, specifically.
Okay.
Also, Ridge Racer 7. Couple cool things about Ridge Racer 7. One, it actually ran at native 1080p.
All right.
Wasn't upscaling, which was weird because every game was upscaling. Hey, Halo 3's native resolution is like 540p.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
And it ran at 60 FPS.
That's what's important.
They did it. Ridge Racer 7 at launch achieved the dream that few men dared. So, all right.
I believe you forgot Haze. I'm just going to write Haze down here.
Okay, and then we can pull it immediately off.
And then let's put the Eye of Judgment on here.
Okay, yeah, of course. Yeah.
I hope you're not actually writing these in. Yeah, Lair.
Lair, yep. Let's do Lair.
All right, okay. Hang on.
Yep. God. I remember fucking, all the fanboyism that went on in System Wars at the time, where, all these, big-name PlayStation games were scoring way lower than expected, and fucking just all this shit talk every time.
I've learned recently that the shit talk hasn't stopped. That shit keeps going.
Now it's just flipped the other way.
Yeah. I'm going to put Infamous 2 down here.
Oh, fuck. I can't believe I forgot that. Yeah, that's a game that we're going to have to discuss.
Yep. That'll come up.
That's a good game.
That's a good game.
I think 1 has a better story, but I think 2's a better game.
I think 2's a better game.
I do. I think 2 plays way better. Man, that fucking twist at the end of 1.
Sure. Yes.
Which platinum trophy drove me crazier? Yeah, and I actually look at this article when they're reporting this news story about the PlayStation Store closing, and like they show like the launch PS3 store, and I'm like, oh right, when it was a web browser,
Right? Yeah.
you clicked the fucking PlayStation Store icon, and it fucking opened up the PS3's web browser.
Oh, that fucking web browser that I used more than I should have.
Same. I remember the video card on the computer I had fucking took a shit, so I had to fucking use the PS3's web browser for like a month till my cousin could graciously give me a fucking 6200 toaster card to use until I could buy a laptop in college.
Man.
Yeah, Festival of Blood was cool. I had a shirt for it. I got it at PAX. I also have an Uncharted 3 shirt that I got at PAX.
Nice.
Yeah,
I heard good things about that DLC.
It was good. I liked it. It was definitely one of the better ones.
Right. I think we may have gotten them.
All right, cool. Let's start fucking. Let's. All right. Are there any games on here you feel are guaranteed 110% should be on this list?
I think. I wonder how I would feel about it playing it again now, but certainly of the time, Uncharted 2, I feel like.
Yes, and as someone who
list.
played Uncharted 2 about a year ago, giant bombs out of their mind. That game is still sick. That game is
I remember having
awesome.
great memories of 2, so.
It's still like, yes, every game does what it did now. Okay?
Yes, and that's the problem, right?
But like, man, it's still a fun trip, man.
That's a good, that was a good time from the very beginning to the end.
I think Metal Gear 4.
You know what? Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily like even top half the list, but I think it needs to be on it.
I think especially for how important it was for Metal Gear Solid up until
and honestly, like turning the tide for that console, because like no one I knew gave a shit about that console until that game hit.
Right, and that was where it was like really showcasing what games on that system could look like.
Yeah, like Uncharted 1 got there, but it was like a new IP and it still hadn't found itself yet.
Yep.
That was like an established franchise, and it's like, look at what a fucking PS3 can do.
Yep.
Yep.
Let's see here. You know, to be honest, I don't know. I'm not seeing much more that I think is like a guaranteed lock, considering the company that it has to battle against.
Yeah, the only games on here that I would say like maybe that, like I could see a discussion for God of War 3 or Ratchet and Clank: A Crack in Time.
Right, and I would have to trust your judgment in regards to the Ratchet and Clank portions, which there are 3.
Yep.
There are 3 Ratchet and Clank games in this.
And there's 4 on the console.
Right.
Not including spin-offs.
Right. God of War 3 is an interesting conversation just because it's a really good God of War game, and it wraps up the God of War story, which, you know, is important to PlayStation.
And then they continued it.
Which was a choice.
And they, you know what, to be fair, at the time I thought it was a huge mistake. I was like, this is fucking awful. Why are you doing this? Mm-hmm. And then now I'm like, no, you guys made the right call.
Well, now, like, when they came out with, what was that one called?
Ascension.
When they came out with Ascension, I was like, okay, guys, no, you don't know. All right.
I was such a fanboy for that series. Like, I was such a fanboy for that series.
Well, I mean, when you think of, like, video game mascots, Kratos was one, and you might argue still is.
All right, so let's start cutting.
All right. Let's aim for things we might perceive to be towards the bottom.
Flow, gone.
Yeah, Flow can go.
That was like Sony's like, we can download games, guys. Mm-hmm. And Microsoft's over here being like, what the fuck? Geometry Wars.
Africa.
Yeah, Africa could go.
I'm kind of glad they made it. I never played it, but I'm glad they made it.
Yeah, I'm glad they made it, even though it came out super late.
Yeah.
Like, I remember seeing that tech fucking demo at near the launch of that system,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and then when did it come out? It came out like super late. Yeah, it came out like 2 years after launch. So weird.
Okay.
Not
Yeah.
as weird as
Yeah.
Tokyo Jungle, but weird.
Right.
Genji,
Genji.
notable for giant enemy crabs and ultimate realism, but
Yeah.
not a game worth fucking talking about.
Yeah. In this context, for sure.
Alright, so Genji gone. Alright, who are you cleaving?
Look, I like the idea of Mag, but like it didn't quite hit. And like honestly, just recently I've been watching like clips of Squad and games like that, and I feel like they're accomplishing what Mag was trying to do. Mag, fun idea. But Mag, Mag can go.
Yeah, I agree. It was a really I played a good amount of that game. It was a very novel idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's the problem was it almost very rarely did it feel like it was its actual size.
Right.
Like, because like you were broken off into squads and you each had your own little objectives. Like every now and then when you'd see like the big battle happen, it was dope.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and also like of the two games that company made that generation, SOCOM 4 was a lot better.
Right.
It's just that SOCOM 4 came out right in the middle of the fucking PSN outage.
That's right.
Fucking
That was big.
couldn't have come at a worse fucking time.
Yep.
Fucking Portal 2, brand new, just out. Mortal Kombat 9, brand new out. SOCOM, brand new, just out. Sony gets hacked, their shit's down for a month.
I have a distinct memory of sitting in my little tiny apartment room. I was like renting out a room, and then I remember distinctly this time in April working at Subway, and then like Mortal Kombat 9 and Portal 2, and then being like, this fucking outage has been going for a goddamn while. What is happening? What a weird time.
And I remember it just being a fucking nightmare because like I was in school and I was working at the time, and just like I just want to play my fucking video games online.
Yep.
Especially because all three of those games were really big on using the fucking internet. An online shooter, Portal 2 has co-op, and fucking Mortal Kombat.
I mean, with Mortal Kombat, I remember that being like the time when they were like, there is value in a fighting game having a story, especially during moments like this.
John in the chat saying sup.
What's going on?
But yes, Matt can go.
Matt can go.
I think Tokyo Jungle is an interesting idea.
I think it's an interesting idea. I would play it again just to see if it held up or anything, but it's not going to make it on this list.
That's a game that'll be lost to time during this. Get it on your hard drive, boy.
Fuck, I guess. Go
get it on your hard drive. You better hope people start fucking getting those PS3 emulators working all real quick.
Right. Well, they are now.
I'm chilling. How about y'all? We are deciding the 10 best PlayStation 3 games, my friend.
And chilling.
Exclusives.
Yes.
And chilling. I have water.
I have beer. Crap, I was
like
counting.
Such a fucking just sober dork.
Whatever. Water's good. You're being healthy. You're being smart.
Oh, Lordy. I don't work tomorrow. I can't get drunk.
Yeah. My form of work, I can do what I have to.
You can sweat out the drunk at your form.
Yeah, exactly right.
My form of work is like, oh.
I just dump 2 cups of coffee down my gullet in the morning and just whoom.
Oh no, dude! I actually talked with one of my coworkers about this. We made the worst scenario ever. A hangover with no coffee during the busy season.
No.
Like,
Ugh.
and you're in the office where all the lights are bright.
Right. Fuck all
Anyway.
that. All right. Next game.
Like a child.
I had my eye on one. Joe Danger.
Yeah, that can go. I'm cool with it.
Those Joe Danger games were good.
They were a neat little thing on PSN. They were the PSN's equivalent to Trials.
Right.
But because less people gave a shit about the internet on the PS3, it didn't get as big.
Yeah.
Such is the case when you don't package your system with a fucking headset.
That's right. They fucked that up too.
I remember, I'm curious how many copies of Warhawk got bought because of it came with a Bluetooth headset.
Right.
Because that's how I got mine. That's how I got mine. Is it came with Warhawk, and then I got a nicer one when it came with SOCOM.
I got enough purchases to get a Starhawk out there.
And Warhawk was the better game. But,
Let's
so
see.
looking at this list, I think we can get rid of the first Resistance.
Yeah. We have 3 resistances here.
Yeah, there's a very interesting discussion to be had between 2 and 3.
Okay.
I think 1 lays the groundwork for a very good franchise.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it has an excellent story, and its multiplayer was very neat for the time, and it was the game at launch.
Right.
But that's how it's important. But the other games do what a lot of what it does better.
Yeah.
And also, it's so fucking gray. That's the Gears of War problem.
That was deep. It was deep. That was the era of you like shooter that gray.
Fair enough. All right, next.
I like that Emily is horrified at the thought of no coffee.
I mean, this is why we tried to create the worst scenario possible, and it's working in a call center that's busy when you have a hangover.
I hate it. I feel weird going after games that I haven't played. So I kind of want to keep aiming for stuff that I've played, but I'm eventually going to run out. Look, man, I had a lot of fun with this game. PlayStation All-Stars isn't making it.
No, it's not. I have the Platinum Trophy on the Vita.
I had a lot of fun with that game.
It's a shame that I cannot get the Platinum Trophy because its online is shut off.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would do it on PS3 as well.
Also a shame they couldn't get all the characters they needed to.
No, Matt did a What Happened about that. You should watch it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep. All right, going through. I think MotorStorm 1, once again, this is a case of better later.
Right.
2 and 3 both
Which
did
makes
better
sense.
later.
Yep.
It was a very impressive tech demo. It nearly made my dad buy a PS3. My dad... So some fun story. My dad loved dirt bikes. He loved off-roading.
Okay.
Obsessed with it. The second that he had, real adult money, making high 5, low 6 figures, he went out and he bought me and him both, the nicest dirt bikes he could.
Nice. All right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yep. Anyway, going forward.
Let's see here. Do you think Puppeteer makes this list?
That's debatable. That game is really cool, and it has a great sense of style. But I just think that, it came in so late in that system's life, and, I think that there are platformers that do more interesting stuff. So I don't want to cut it, but I know it's going to get cut, so might as well get it... Rip the Band-Aid off now.
Yeah.
All right.
Just looking at this list is rough.
I think Journey or Flower in the end is going to make it. Which one do we want to keep?
I would rather keep Journey.
I think Flower was more impactful for me, but I think Journey is a better game that is more polished and has better ideas behind it.
I mean, the thing about Journey is that, like, yeah, some of the impact is lost in that we played Flower, and you can see some similarities here and there on that.
I think my biggest problem with Journey is like if you go and play it now, it's not nearly as interesting because no one's playing it.
Well, so
And
that's the problem, yeah. But when you could, like, that was a great way to meet up with people.
Yeah, like that was such a mind-blowing experience. I played that game for review. I actually have a very fond, weird memory of that game. I got the review copy for that game, and I had the flu. And God no, but we needed to go up for embargo,
right?
Because that's just how they look. When you are a tiny or mid-sized site and you get a review copy for a game that big, you fucking make the embargo.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you're dying. Okay? I would have been in the hospital on my laptop. Journey.
Yeah.
Transcendent piece of art. Like so when you're that tiny, that's the kind of shit you do. And I had the flu. I was feeling like shit. I beat the game in one sitting, of course, because it's short.
Right.
And then I go to write my review and had it, and we were literally one of the first 2 reviews on the internet and got a shit ton of traffic.
Nice.
Yep. So, but yeah, I think Journey is the more polished, better one. I liked Flower more; it had more impact, but
Flower's good.
Yeah, I think if you have not played Flower, for the love of God, do it. It's on Steam now, I believe.
Is it?
I know it's on PS4 because you get it for free if you own the PS5 or
the PS3 version. All right.
Well,
that's good. At least I carried that over.
Yeah, it's $7 on Steam.
Right. That's a $7 game.
Yeah, go play that shit. That game's awesome. You can get it and Journey together on Steam for $20.
There you go. Hey.
Then they have the Annapurna Interactive Collection, which, reading through this just feels like Art House, the video game list.
Yeah.
Like, fucking Florence and Wild Hearts.
Yep.
And Edith Finch.
Yep.
And Outer Wilds. This is like pretension video game.
I mean,
oh shit! The Unfinished Swan. That's one we forgot.
Wow, Unfinished Swan. Yep.
I don't think it makes the list.
I don't.
But
yes,
that was another really awesome game. That game really was another showcase for like Sony finding really good indie talent.
Yeah.
And that same studio would go on to make Edith Finch. And there's an Easter egg in this thing where the boy that passed away in Edith Finch is actually the king in Unfinished Swan.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yep. Anyway, nice little thing for y'all. But what game were we gonna delete? Puppeteer.
Oh yeah, we were talking about Puppeteer and Flower.
Flower and Puppeteer gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Pick one.
All right.
I just want to say we're still at like over 30 games.
All right, Uncharted 1 out of here.
Yeah, yeah. Another case.
Let's get some obvious one. The Ratchet & Clank's Quest for Booty isn't the one making it. It's a shorter indie experience versus the other 2 are the full real games.
Okay.
I don't think Mod Nation Racers hangs.
Absolutely not.
I think that was a cool game. I think Little Big Planet 1 isn't as good as 2.
Sure, yeah.
2 had way more stuff in it, so we can ditch that as well. All right.
That game had an impact on me at the time.
Oh, dude, no, I played a hell of Little Big Planet.
Yeah.
I played so much of that fucking game. I tried forever to get that fucking platinum trophy. It drove me nuts. I never did, but still.
Right.
All right. Let's see if there's any real easy cuts. I like Heavenly Sword a lot.
Right.
I think that game has a really good story, some really good combat. It held you over until God of War finally came out. But
could they have made a franchise out of that?
Totally.
Yeah.
I totally think they could have. I also think that I just think it was too short and it relied on weird motion controls and
at other
Because I was
issues.
during that time trying to, make the case.
All right, so I think that's all the easy cuts, all the like ones that I'm willing to just fucking.
Okay.
All right, pick a child, any child.
Okay, so if Warhawk is better than Starhawk, do you think Starhawk makes this list?
No.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Warhawk maybe, Starhawk no.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Do you have another one in mind?
I have one I'm going to aim for the head on.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? Is it on here? There it is. Heavy Rain. I had such a bad experience with Heavy Rain.
I have very mixed feelings about that video game. I have very, very mixed feelings about that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that is David Cage's best game.
Sure.
And at the time, it was a technical showpiece.
Sure.
And I had a lot of fun with it. And it's by far David Cage's most fun video game.
Is that saying much?
What was your beef with that game? I'm curious.
I had a hard time playing it, controlling it. I specifically stopped because I was trying to navigate the stupid air duct. You're trying to travel through the air duct, and the controller, it was not getting my controls, or I couldn't turn when I was trying to turn. And my guy just said, "Oh, I can't go through with it," and then left. I was like, "Fuck this video game!" Wow.
Okay, yeah. I'm willing to let it go. I think that's a very important game for the PS3. But
sure.
yeah,
Yes, that is an important game in the PS3's history. I will not deny that. And David Cage is still getting to make the games he makes probably because of Heavy Rain.
Oh, dude, if that game was not the fucking insane blockbuster that it was,
cause I don't know how successful Beyond Two Souls and his latest one seemed fairly successful.
Oh, Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit Become Human.
You mean Civil Rights, the game?
Yes.
You mean
again, David Cage. Look,
the robots have to stand in the back of the bus.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Dude, no. Just go watch the two best friends play Let's Play that game. It is one of the best experiences you will have with that game.
Okay.
It's so good. When they look, there is a bit that involves the words "I have a dream."
Oh, man.
And oh my god, their response was identical to my response, both of which was, "This is the most hilarious video game ever made." And infuriating at the same time.
Well, right. Yeah, no. Again, this goes back to David Cage. Just, that's just... It is what it is. Him making those kinds of games, fine. Keep doing it.
What he does.
Yeah. But, and the reason he's been given these many chances is, one, I imagine some of these are profitable to an extent, but also Heavy Rain. It certainly wasn't because of Indigo Prophecy.
No. Heavy Rain, once again, Heavy Rain's the one that did it for him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we can get rid of that one. I think for keeping a Yakuza, it's 4. 3 was bringing that series to HD, and it's a good game, but 4 is the better of the two, and it's the one that also starts to lay down that, oh yeah, Yakuza's kind of nuts.
Sure. But I do think you can make a case for a franchise having multiple games in the top 10. But I don't know, between the Yakuzas. I'm just thinking of Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3.
I mean, yeah, I don't think so with that many games on this list, but I mean,
sure,
maybe.
I'm saying it's potentially possible. If you still feel that way about Yakuza, we can get rid of 3.
Yeah, I am fine because I look at the other parts of this list and I'm just like, oh Lord, dude, how much more of this is there, right? How how much more do you have? Like, how many of these do we got to squeeze in? You know,
Right.
I guess is the best way I would describe it. Okay, so do you got one?
To be honest, I don't think Journey makes this either with this list.
I disagree.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
I think Journey is one of the most important games on that system. Like, I think you had to pick one of those two games, and I think one of those two games totally stays.
I guess it just comes down to also, like, I'm not just asking what's most important, but also just best.
Best? That's fair.
And I don't think that Journey hangs in the 10 there.
I don't know, dude. That experience was fucking mind-blowing.
It's cool. I enjoy Journey. I love Journey. Just looking at this list, though, it's like, we can hang on to it for a while.
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, let's double back to that one.
Yeah.
Right. I think we can get rid of Wipeout HD.
Oh, that hurts.
That's a cool game.
That's a cool ass game.
That game was a really good tech demo.
Especially Wipeout HD Fury.
Oh, that was an even better tech demo.
It was really good.
That game, I remember that was one of the first games when I bought, like, do you remember when I bought that big fucking 50-inch TV?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, my first, like, real big boy TV?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, we put fucking Wipeout on it. It was like,
whoa. So good. Oh, what
yeah.
a fun time. They need to make another Wipeout game.
They just keep remaking that game in 4K. They've remade that game in 4K. And
I guess they like feel like that was perfect. Like, why make more stuff? We can keep just re-releasing that. So I guess that's fine.
I mean, that's better than the treatment F-Zero got.
That's very true. Very true.
It's like better than what F-Zero got, fuckers.
It's the closest we're getting to F-Zero. So well.
How sad.
We have to start aiming for some bigger games here, because that's kind of what we're narrowing it down to. Unless you see anything that's an easy cut on this list, go ahead and shout it out.
I don't think 3D Dot Game Heroes makes it long term.
I was thinking about that. Like, cool game. They should port that.
That's a game that needs to be ported. That's a game that's like holds up really well. I think it's a lot of fun, but like, yeah, I see why you would be like, it's Zelda, but it's a parody. It's a really good Zelda parody,
right?
With a fucking baller character creator, right? Fucking anything. But yeah, I think Wipeout. All right, so is Wipeout going?
Yes.
And 3D Dot is going?
Yes.
Okay. Fuck.
I'm gonna throw a name out there.
All right.
And it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Fat Princess.
Fuck. That one's just on the border for me. Yeah. That one's like right on the border of like, no, fuck you.
I love that game. That's another game that if it came out anywhere else and had like an online presence, like, hell yeah.
Oh no, if they came out tomorrow and were like, we're porting Fat Princess to PS5, I'd be like, let's fucking go.
Let's do some streams, man. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get on it. Like, yeah, that just you fucking feed your fucking princess to make her all fat and shit, and then you're all these like little different dudes like wizards and shit. It's all violent and like I remember like you'd go and capture their princess. It takes like 5 dudes to move her when they're fully fed. And it's
right.
Oh god, that was a fun game. Yeah,
good game.
It's a great game. I don't know why the fuck they haven't made another one of those.
Right.
She was in PlayStation All Stars.
So we got that. Acknowledge the greatness there.
Who made that? It was Titan Studios. Wow, that's all they've made.
What happened to them?
Let's see. 3 team members from Fat Princess have started Atomic Operations, which was renamed Fun Bits after they completed Fat Princess, and that team went on to make Escape Plan, Halp, and Squids from Space.
Wow. Okay. Weird.
Escape Plan was really good. That was a good Vita game.
Okay.
But like, they also made Halp
mm-hmm.
for Windows.
Mm-hmm.
They made Fat Princess Adventures, an action RPG for PS4.
Okay. Yeah.
I just make another Fat Princess.
Right? Did that not sell enough? Like, I feel like it did.
That game was popular.
Right? Like, what?
That game was weirdly popular and like
take a note from the Rocket League people. When you come up with an interesting idea and people are like, "Oh, that's neat, fun," expand on it, do stuff.
Yeah, like it reviewed fairly well.
Weird.
Yeah, no.
All right. You'd think they would have gotten a hint when it was included in PlayStation's All Stars.
Right. Like you did. Yeah. Like, did they just not want to make another one?
Maybe they just. That's the only thing I can think of is they really didn't want to, or just like, I don't know. Do we make more maps? I don't
classes
know.
like
classes. It would have to be like classes stuff and
villager, worker, priest, mage, warrior. You know, like
different modes.
Yeah.
It's not just capture the flag.
So they had a DLC that called the Fat Rolls, which came out a year later, which added new classes, Pirate, Ninja, and Giant. And then that patch also had same screen co-op, clan tags, and password private games. And then it got a PSP port.
It got a PS. Okay, well, they need to get that over on the modern consoles. I think people would like that.
That's a game I think that would do real well now.
Yep.
All right, well, bummer, but
yeah. Unless we have a different count, I count 27 games.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So yeah, I might have. Anyway, we'll figure out.
We'll figure it out as we go.
I think that we also still should stick to one game per franchise to have list diversity.
That's fair. We can do that if we want. That would help narrow this down a bit for sure.
So Killzone 2 or 3?
I'm more familiar with 2 and like.
I think 2 is more important, but I think 3 is a better game. But I'm willing to cut 3 in favor.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
Between Motorstorm 2 and 3, it's 3.
Okay.
Dude, you fucking got like exploding buildings and like they nailed it. Like they nailed it so good.
Is this the same for Resistance?
Yeah, Resistance 3, like that's one of the best shooter campaigns of all time.
Okay.
Like flat out.
Not like flat out.
Infamous 1 or 2. This is a hard one. Emily, you're an Infamous fan. 1 or 2? We want your opinion. Anyone else in the chat also, but we want your opinion.
I want to hear some thoughts in the chat if you have them for Infamous 1 or Infamous 2. I don't want to say anything right now. I'm gonna go grab a drink and we'll think about it for a second.
To keep, personally, I like 2 more than 1. Okay, that is to consider. All right, so she says she likes 2 more than 1. I think that 1 has a better story, but 2 plays better in every way.
That's the thing. Like, yeah, I remember, because I also remember, Infamous came out at the same time Prototype came out, and, like, Infamous was the better made game by far. But in terms of, like, playing it, I much preferred Prototype. And Infamous 2 does not play like Prototype at all, but I feel like the movement and getting around in the city in 2 felt a lot better than it did in 1, and that was really important to me.
Okay. All right, then Infamous 1 goes.
Yeah.
All right, so that means we are
Close,
left with...
But...
All right.
So, hey, let's Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, yeah, there's 2 of these left.
Yep.
A Crack in Time's the better.
Okay.
That game is borderline, like, one of the best 3D platformers ever.
Right.
They have these awesome like Portal style puzzle bits with this really good heartfelt story. It
Mm-hmm.
wraps up that trilogy really well. The weapons are fun. It's the only Ratchet game where I have the platinum.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. So
At
that
least
leaves
one. Yeah, one more.
where's the other sequel? Am I missing one?
No. Uncharted 2 or Uncharted 3.
Oh, two stays. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
Look, 3 is a great game, but it has some very frustrating bits.
Yes, I remember.
Cops,
Yeah.
fucking shipyard. And also, I think its twist is stupid.
I mean, the end of Uncharted 2 has a stupid bit in it as well, but
Not
yes,
as stupid.
sure. But hey, check this out. You play Crash Bandicoot in Uncharted 3.
I mean, Uncharted. No, you play that in 4.
Oh, is that 4? Okay, well then
That's
forget
4.
it.
I've been actually playing Uncharted 4 recently.
How is it?
That's game's awesome still.
I
Like,
own it. I have not played it all the way through.
I love that game. That game. I was like, because I wanted to see how it looked in 4K HDR. The stuff it holds up great.
Cool. Great.
So, all right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Half. All right. All right. I think if. All right. Twisted Metal.
Yeah, I think this was a really good job of trying to make a modern Twisted Metal.
Yes, I think it was an excellent. They brought back the franchise, everything you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
They kept it modern.
Mm-hmm.
It played great. It controlled great, but its online was fucked at launch.
Yep.
Which was a big deal. And we haven't heard from it since, and it's unfortunate. But like, yeah, I think that was one of my favorite games that year too. I had a ton of fun with it. I just that moment when you're like Route 66 comes on the radio and you're just fucking tearing apart a dude with your machine guns. Like, oh,
it's a good time.
But like the fact that it's online was so
at the time. Yep. That didn't help.
So
remember when they brought out the Twisted Metal car on the stage?
Yeah, E3.
Yeah,
that's cool. I met David Jaffe. I played that game at PAX. I met David Jaffe.
Cool.
He signed my copy of God of War.
Yeah.
And then I got to interview him several years later for Drawn to Death.
Nice.
But yeah, that one can go. All right, you got one that you're looking at?
Nothing specific. God, half. All right. We gotta start going for some of these. Bronson, my friend, my buddy.
Mm-hmm.
SingStar.
Never. I have at least like 4 other games I'll cut first.
I know you would.
I think that game is so fucking cool. I think that game, even at the time, like, here, use the PlayStation Eye to make dumbass clips, and then you'd go into that online store and like see dudes in stormtrooper outfits singing "I Don't Feel Like Dancing."
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And fucking, I have so many good memories of inviting friends over and just like having magical moments with that game. In fact, I have moments from as recently as 2 years ago from that game.
I know your existence is bound to SingStar, and that's. It's just I did not see it in anyone else, so it's like I don't.
So it was.
It's our list at the end of the day. We can do whatever we want, but
Greg Miller also did this. He got the whole IGN office on it.
Nice.
So I'm not the only one. I'm not alone.
I mean, yeah, there's you and the Stormtrooper man, and then Greg.
Yep. All right.
Let's see then.
I think you can cut Gran Turismo 5.
You think so?
I think it was kind of a disappointment.
Well,
I think
You know, you won't hear any argument from me.
I think after like a 6-year wait between games and like it being delayed a million times, having like, oh, there's still these license tests, huh? And all these load times, huh?
Yep.
And man, look at all this cool shit Forza's doing that you don't do. Like that game had like 2 saving graces, and it was like, one, it was really pretty.
Yes, it was
really fucking pretty.
Yep.
And the other one was, hey, this driving model is the most realistic driving model in a console racing game ever. But like that, I feel can only carry it so much.
Yeah.
When there's one, a better racing game on this list, if we're gonna keep a racing game at all. And 2, I think that it's just, I don't think it's, I think it was a disappointment.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I think Super Stardust can go.
At this point. Yep.
Very similar to how we had to cut Geometry Wars on the 360 list.
Right.
This is an important game for the system. It still holds up. I could sit down and play Super Stardust HD at any time.
Sure.
I hope they do a modern port. But
right?
But as of right now, it's not. It's not.
Right.
So. All right. So. All right. So it can go. I think Sly 4 can go.
Yeah.
This is a case of this is literally I'm the only person. I don't believe that, but like at times it fucking feels like it.
I was a big fan of Sly Cooper, but I never got around to 4 because
it was good. It was just more fucking Sly Cooper,
right? Which is good.
Like I don't know what everyone got so mad about. They're like,
this they were mad,
Sly Cooper. Or wasn't mad, but like disappointed. I'm just like, they gave you more of what you fucking wanted,
right? And an unfortunate side effect of all this is like Insomniac has gotten to better places. And
you mean Sucker Punch?
Sorry, Sucker Punch. They're doing great stuff. They're doing amazing things. They just had a game that was, Game of the Year contender with like 1 or 2 others, at all publications. Like they're doing great. I can't imagine they go back to Sly Cooper after trying. Was Sly 4 even them?
No, it was Sanzaru.
Right, but like they own Sly, right?
Sony owns Sly.
Oh, Sony owns Sly. Okay, so then they can give Sly whatever. But like, what are the odds that Sly Cooper ever comes back?
Like low.
Yeah.
Like low because so
low at best.
This is what happened. Sanzaru Games made those really awesome HD ports, so this is Sanzaru Games. They made those really awesome HD ports of the God of War collection and the Sly collection. Okay, and then they also made Secret Agent Clank. Then Sony was like, "Hey, we want to reboot fucking Sly Cooper," and they made Sly 4. And in my opinion, it was great. I thought they did a good job. I played through that entire game on Vita, and I played it again on PlayStation 3 and had a great time. And then, like, I don't know what happened. They did those Vita ports, and then they did Sonic Boom, Fire and Ice. And then they did some Oculus games. And then they did the Spyro trilogy last year.
Oh.
Before doing an Oculus game called Asgard's Wrath.
Okay.
Which was nominated for a bunch of VR awards last year.
Good for them.
So I guess that shit ain't coming back.
No.
Bummer, but
yep.
I think if a JRPG makes this list, probably Ni no Kuni. I like Valkyria Chronicles more. Actually, let me look at this fucking list.
Yeah. Hang on.
10, 11, 12.
This is getting
13, 14.
We're getting close, but it's
both of those JRPGs can go.
Looking at this list.
Yeah. Ni no Kuni is awesome. They made it a playable Studio Ghibli movie.
Yeah.
They made a playable Studio Ghibli movie. It looks beautiful. It plays great. But, it's not a Persona 4. It's not a Final Fantasy 6, 7, 10.
And Valkyria Chronicles turned into a massive franchise for them.
Yep.
But it's a really good strategy RPG. I like it a lot. It's one of my favorite PS3 games. But we got to murder some children.
Yeah, no, we're looking at this list. In fact, do we want to pick any locks, like a second round of locks here? Looking at this shortened list.
All right. Do you have any children you would star?
That I would star.
Yes. So we have 2 children who are locked.
Yes.
And then we can go from there.
This is certainly not my children. I wouldn't care what happened to it. I don't care at all. But it would be weird not to have Last of Us on this list.
Yeah, I agree. That's one that you got to keep.
Yeah. Come on, Bronson. I know you want to lock it.
What?
I would look in the middle of this list and tell me you don't want to lock it.
There's 2 games I'm looking at.
Oh, okay. Of course.
One is Ratchet and Clank Crack in Time.
Oh, okay.
And the other is Resistance 3.
Yes.
Resistance 3's campaign is fucking as good as Half-Life 2. I stand by that entirely.
I love bringing up Resistance 3 just so that I can hear you say that again, because as someone who has only played the beginning of Resistance 3, it sounds nuts. So I just like to check in every once in a while to see if that's still the case. All right. I'm willing to lock a Ratchet and Clank game.
There's only one left. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to talk about an important franchise?
Yeah,
that's just been around.
They had fucking 2 spin-offs and 4 fucking games on PS3
and
a collection.
Yeah, and like that run has eventually gave way to a movie, and now like a technical showpiece for the PS5 coming out. Like
probably part of why Insomniac got bought by Sony.
Yeah. Yes.
That and Spider-Man doing unbelievable.
Spider-Man was incredible.
Not
just in selling, but just being a fantastic game.
1, 2. Okay, so we have 4. MotorStorm 3's got to go.
Okay. Yeah.
It hurts me to say it.
I love the idea. I love the idea of MotorStorm.
That was a game that was a real good great tech demo for the PS3 and 3D because it did the 2 3D at once thing.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
And man, just like you're racing down a fucking fallen building when an earthquake's happening and the fucking explosions are going off every fucking where. It had good online, and it was finally the first MotorStorm where I didn't feel the difficulty was horseshit.
Right.
But
yeah,
fucking, you look at this list, and you're just like, that's a
man,
hard one to fucking keep around.
Yep.
I've kind of turned my tail on Journey here too.
Looking at this list, I don't think Journey stays. I think Journey's cool.
How many games do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
3.
3
must go. Oh. This is hard as shit.
Oh, this is gonna hurt me.
All right.
This hurts my soul.
All right.
Warhawk.
Oh yeah, because I look important for the time, right? For the PlayStation specifically.
But
yeah,
and like that game still holds up, man. There are people who went out and have made private servers. They have figured out a way to make private servers. Like what you do is you have to fucking go make your router, go to this certain address, and it'll make the game think that it still has servers, and you can play it online.
So they could that'll still all work once these stores go down, right?
Yes. Wow. And you can buy hard copies of Warhawk.
That's true. It's in a store somewhere near you.
And so,
God damn.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Looking at this list, it's like, fuck. Okay, so I want to talk about a couple games just because, like, we haven't talked about them yet, and they've made it this far.
Okay.
Demon's Souls. Like, so big deal. Started what eventually became a phenomenon, but wasn't quite that at the start.
No, we thought we knew it was going to be that.
Yeah,
We were ahead of the curve.
I didn't enjoy it because I was bad at it, and I knew.
But Joe and I, like, I remember Joe and I be like going fucking to bat for that game, like, so hard, bro.
Mm-hmm. That got number 2, didn't it?
2 or 3. I'd have to go dig that video up.
I swear it
hold
was
on.
2.
Hold on. Let's see. So.
Yeah, it was just.
No, but it was no, it was definitely a. But no, that game was a fucking. That game was a fucking hell of a deal at the time.
Right.
I'm trying to find, you know.
And it's very weird when you think about like the trajectory of franchises, like arguing between Demon's Souls and Killzone 2.
Right. No. Absolutely.
Which is not how we're supposed to be thinking about this list, but it's hard not to think about that. Like,
yeah. Okay, hold on. I found the video.
All right.
So 2009, it's loading.
2009. That would have been Uncharted 2 winning, right?
Yeah. So yeah, it was. Yeah, I got second.
Okay.
Got second. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's to sit here and like look where Killzone ended up is hard because like at the time it was like gonna be like Sony had 2 big shooter franchises.
Yep.
You know, and that was gonna be one of them, and then that shit went in the tank.
Yeah, it was kind of downhill from
like
2.
they made that PS4 launch title, and we're like, oh, we're done.
Yeah.
Horizon.
Man. I
Um.
also want to talk about Yakuza 4. That was when it started getting weird, you said?
Oh, it was always weird. That was the one
Yes.
where it just started getting really weird.
Right.
It's also the one where you like the first one with multiple party members, and like that's the first one like where like I was in.
Sure.
Like I played 3. I liked 3 a lot, but I remember fucking coming into Game of the Year awards being like, "You guys need to see this ramen shop scene. It's ridiculous."
That's right. That's the one with the ramen shop scene. Yeah.
Where he has a gun in his mouth, and a gun in each hand, and like 3 guns in his coat.
Yep.
And he just ices 18 dudes.
Yep. To be fair, that's a cutscene, but yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Little Big
2.
Planet? How do we feel about Little Big Planet?
Little Big Planet was weird because it felt like it was on the edge of being mascot worthy for the PS3.
Right. You always had like this sense of like this could be it. Like this is gonna be their Mario.
Yeah.
It just never fucking could happen. Even now.
Right.
He just got a new game.
Yep. Yeah, no, like they still hanging on to the Little Big Planet IP. Like everyone recognizes Sackboy. And there was always a fun thing in creative levels, you know, being able to create your own stuff. That's where you started getting like, you know, the infamous, you know, Dead Space Little Big Planet level I mean, that was
In
from
fact,
one, but
Sackboy and Demon Souls both got new games this year.
man, yeah,
We got
that's
Demon
right.
Souls remake and Sackboy's Big Adventure.
Man, yeah, and then Media Molecule put out Dreams last year.
Yep.
Which was,
Weird.
you know, inspired by their time working on Little Big Planet. That was a really cool thing, being able to build your own levels in this game and then share those levels for people to play. That was nuts. The only problem is, like, yeah, like when you think about the future of Little Big Planet from these games, like at the time, kind of a big deal. Oh, but I'm looking at. Okay, who would I feel more comfortable cutting than Little Big Planet 2?
Okay, who's your number one cut right now? Because the one I look at most is Killzone.
Right. Well, the number one I have is SingStar, but number two,
See if we can find an alignment. What's your number two?
Oh. Fuck, this list is good.
PS3 had a lot of good fucking games.
What a good list, man. These are good games. I guess, you know, when I'm looking at this, I have to put out the fact that Killzone dies, because I think Killzone 2 by itself at the time was awesome.
Yeah.
However, we have 12, right?
We have 12. We need 2.
We need to cut 2. Well, if you're not going to let go of SingStar, I guess it's got to go to... I guess the cuts have to be Killzone 2 and Little Big Planet 2.
We need to go Killzone 2 and Demon Souls, or Little Big Planet 2 and Demon Souls. if you want to pick one of those two to keep.
I mean, you feel Demon Souls goes either way?
If you feel deeply enough about those two, one of those two enough, then I'm willing to get rid of Demon Souls.
Was Dark Souls 1 exclusive or no?
No, it was on 360.
Okay.
It was published. It was also published by Namco.
Oh. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah. God damn it. There was a community around Demon Souls, right?
Yeah, fucking nuts community around that fucking game.
Yeah.
That game got an extra year of life because the community bitched and moaned when it was going to go offline.
Right. Yeah, given that, I think Little Big Planet 2 and I guess Killzone 2 should go.
All right, Little Big Planet 2, Killzone 2. Do we want to honorable mention either of those?
No.
No. All right. We have our 10. This is a
Man.
really weird list.
It's weird. Yeah, I know. Again, like in terms of like history of PS3, like if you were to go by that metric, some of the games that we just cut.
Oh, I would have been far more, like, if you're talking about like history of PS3, I would have been way more interested in keeping Killzone and Warhawk and, you know, a couple others.
Little Big Planet, like that was for the PS3 specifically, like.
Yeah, yes. That was one of those like I remember the E3 presentation for that game when they did all their boring number stuff in Little Big Planet.
They did a little like bar graphs on like what, you know, how the console and all that was doing using Little Big Planet.
It was a neat idea.
Yeah.
It was
yes.
a very neat idea. All right, so now we got to order these.
All right. Well, I put our early locks at the top just to.
All right, so SingStar's obviously 10.
Yes.
All right, so
I have no children in this list, so you need to give me something.
All right. All right. Where do you want at 9? What do you think at 9?
I think Demon Souls came so close to being cut.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's a fair It's a fair appraisal.
Number these.
All right, so I think at 8.
Emily in chat said, "Damn straight, PS3 had good games."
PS3 had a lot of good shit.
That was, again, the news about this store going down reminded me, like, fuck, I'm bummed that I went like main PS3.
Yeah,
Like PS3 was good, but I should have done it for the exclusives and then kept the rest on 360. Skate 2's trapped on my PS3 forever.
Yeah, no, I have to. I have to keep. I have to keep my fucking PS3 alive because, hey, that's the only way I can play Marvel 2 unless I buy a Dreamcast.
Right. Proposal for next in line.
Mm-hmm.
God of War 3.
Really? That low? Yeah, I'm fine with that.
My reasoning is that this was the swan song in my mind. I know it wasn't their last game trying to do this, but if it effectively was, of doing the old school form of God of War.
Right.
And it was a good cap on that. And then they made another one and we don't talk about that one. And then they reinvented how God of War plays.
Yeah, so many good moments in that game.
Yes.
The fucking Hercules fight, the Hermes fight, basically anything that's labeled as a boss fight, the fucking story, it was a visual showpiece.
The end was like my favorite way for a God of War game to end. Like, of course. It couldn't have ended any other way.
The only thing that can kill Kratos is him.
Ugh. Awesome.
I think it's 7. Probably Resistance.
Really?
Okay, so let me clarify that game's campaign is fucking incredible.
Uh-huh.
But its multiplayer was very meh.
Oh, really?
It was like, it was good.
Yeah.
Like that was not like, I remember playing that multiplayer and like, yeah, it's alright. And I remember in the reviews I wrote for that game, I wrote that game's review right after the Gears of War 4 or 3 review, and I said, if Gears of War 3 is a far more complete package. It does single player, multiplayer, co-op all incredibly well, but this campaign is the most impressed I've been in a shooter campaign since Halo 3.
Mm-hmm.
And it still is. Like it has great variety of weapons. It looked great at the time. Had some great showpieces. But its campaign is very. But its campaign, is very all that. But its multiplayer was very like, this is kind of like a cool class-based Call of Duty thing.
Sure.
Okay.
All
right, 6. What are you feeling?
Personally, because like I obviously have more experience with Infamous 2 than Yakuza 4, so I would put Yakuza 4 next.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Especially considering where Sucker Punch goes, following the Infamous route.
Right, and to be fair, Yakuza 4 nearly killed it in America.
Right.
So, granted, not its fault because it was a great game. It's just that, they didn't market it.
Yep. Yeah, that's a problem outside of the game itself.
Yeah.
I think 5 goes to Infamous 2.
Okay. Yes. I think that game has a great story.
Mm-hmm.
Not as good as 1, but still great. I think it plays well. I think it was a fun platinum trophy to get.
Yep.
I think that game was the early signs that Sucker Punch was going to be something special.
Yep.
4, I am saying MGS 4.
Really?
Yeah.
I think okay, that game at the time was fucking mind blowing.
Yes.
Blow your hair. I'm gonna blow your hair in the back of this fucking auditorium. Level of fucking mind blowing. And I think that it controlled well and played well for a Metal Gear game. But I also think that if you were not invested into Metal Gear, understanding large portions of it was hard.
Yes.
And I also think that it's half movie, half video game.
Yes.
And I like those two things alone kind of.
But don't worry, here's an app on the PS3 you can download that is the MGS4 database that explains everything. And you can get lost for days in that nonsense.
Hey, we have to install, because of this thing we have, you have to install like these chapters by one.
That part sucked.
So here, watch Snake smoke.
Yeah, I was watching. That's all you did. Like what?
As the game tells you, hey, smoking is bad.
I remember doing that, and then when it was over, then just cutting to live action, David Hayter with an eye patch.
Yeah, those weird FMV things. That was weird.
The culmination of everything with MGS4 was insane when you got caught up on all that.
Yeah, once you were the initiated, holy fucking shit.
They had just come out with a collection of the first three a little before.
No, that was after. Well, I mean, it was and it wasn't after. Like, it was like the HD collection would come like 2 years later. But yes,
I remember playing something that was.
Yeah, you played like the PS2, like when they put all the PS2 games together. So yeah.
Okay. I think Crack in Time is 3.
Yeah, okay. Hold on. I think that A Crack in Time is the best Ratchet and Clank game still.
Okay.
Even after after fucking it came out 12 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Or sorry, it'll be 12 years ago in November.
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 12 years later, still the best one. Still a great platformer, still a good story, fun weapons. Like, wraps up that era of Ratchet and Clank real well. For them to reboot it now, or what they did on PS3 rather, sorry, PS4. But yeah, like, makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
right.
This is hard call.
Yep.
This is a hard call.
Yep.
Because Uncharted 2 fucking was something.
Yes.
Like, that game was... And Last of Us, though, like, Last of Us, like, was the last big game to come out on the PS3. And it was... That was one of the easiest... Both of these games were the easiest 10s I'd ever given at the time.
Right.
They were both technical showpieces. They both fucking played great. They both, like, just... 10s. 10, definition of a 10. I think my big thing is, like, okay, like, it's like, and like picking these is hard because they're very different tones.
Yep.
They play differently. Like, it's so
entirely
hard.
Different games.
Because like I can recommend both these to a person, but like depending on the mood you're in, I'm going to recommend a different one. Like, if you want like a swashbuckling Indiana Jones style adventure, like, yeah, I'm going to recommend you Uncharted 2. But if you want, like, The Road, but as a video game,
right?
There's The Last of Us. Oh God. Fuck.
Yep.
Because they both have some real memorable moments too.
Yep.
Last of Us being the swan song from PS3 has kind of a negative effect for it, though.
Does
because
it?
because I also consider it a PS4 game. Because it came out on PS4 a year later with like all the HD bizzles and boops.
Sure.
And Uncharted came out like far later into the PS. It got its remake way later.
Right.
Yep.
I'm also just gonna say out loud right now that I don't like Last of Us. That's, you want to talk about recommending moods? I'm eternally not in the road, the video game mood. So it's just. But I recognize that in the same way Uncharted 2 was like given like universal praise and won a ton of Game of the Year awards, The Last of Us did the exact same.
Those were the two games that kind of ruined Naughty Dog.
Yeah, I just realized, yeah, these are both Naughty Dog games. Fuck. Those guys. God damn it.
Those were the two games that kind of ruined Naughty Dog.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I mean by that, is because now every fucking game they make is compared to these two.
Yep.
That sucks.
Yeah. Gotta
Really
hit that high.
And I remember when we got to review Uncharted 4 like 4 or 5 years ago, whatever it was, and we got to Game of the Year awards and we're like, well, it's a 10, but we all knew it was going to be a 10.
Yeah.
I mean, we all knew it was going to be fucking great, and it was great. Great acting, best looking game on the PlayStation right now.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, same thing with like Last of Us, like. But like I'm almost thankful for the fucking controversy with
Last of Us 2.
Last of Us 2 because it adds interesting discussion.
Right.
Not necessarily, whether that discussion is good or not, like that's up for debate.
Right, it's better than no discussion at all.
Versus the discussion of Last of Us 1, which is and Uncharted 2, and to a lesser extent Uncharted 3, but still there, of like, everyone, let's go jerk this game off until it is completely raw.
Yeah.
I
know how my heart wants to order this, but how does my brain want to order this? It's so damn close.
I'm going to say Uncharted 2 is the number one.
I'd be okay with that.
The Last of Us is a hell of a game. The fact that game still holds up pretty well now, is a statement about it. That game felt like it fell out of the future when it came out.
Right.
And like it has several moments that I like. That ending is so powerful.
Right.
That is one of the most powerful endings. When like Joel when she asks like, Joel, is there anything you want to? I was like, nope. Yeah, there's plenty of Firefly. And just like, oh, I know why you did it, Joel. But God, you suck. Oh. In fact, that ending actually is part of the reason why the ending of 2 is so good.
Right.
It even affects the ending of 2.
That's amazing.
Fuck.
That's it. That's the thing about Uncharted, is that like the story was.
It was good, but it was
good, but it was about like following Nathan Drake and company do adventure things.
Right. Like it doesn't have a lot to say about the human condition or like, suffering or like, all this other shit. It is fun video game time.
Yes.
Along with like there's a little bit of it, like the Lazarevich and like the terrorist stuff, but for the most part, it's like, yo, bro, you like Indiana Jones?
Right. Yeah.
But like versus Last of Us has a lot of shit to say.
Right.
And I think people bitch about Last of Us 2 being like, yeah, well, part of the reason why Last of Us 1 is so fucking good is because they were ambitious and had shit to say.
Yeah.
This time they also were ambitious and had shit to say. You just didn't like it, and it was and I will admit delivered not nearly as well.
Sure.
Um,
I think it absolutely had more to say, and like that is definitely not something to push away. I just personally did not find the gameplay of Last of Us to be good, and that's just me, myself, and I. And I understand that.
Right, and I did enjoy that gameplay once I got a hand on it.
Sure.
Yep.
And that's like the only thing holding me back. That's making me think Uncharted 2 should be in front, despite the fact Last of Us has had such a huge impact.
Yeah, and then like Uncharted 2, I think that like what it was doing for set pieces, what it ended up doing for set pieces at the time, like you have all this like you had not seen shit like that before,
Right?
Like that train level was like holy
Shit.
fuck,
Yeah.
you know, like that car level, you know, like the movie-esque dialogue. You know, like
I specifically remember jumping between the backs of like Jeeps while everyone was driving.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is fucking crazy. All right.
Yep. Or like the fighting in the building as it is coming down.
Yes.
Like that's it. Yeah.
Damn.
What
a good time.
So, anyway, y'all, we got our list.
I think it's a list.
We have SingStar, Demon Souls, God of War 3, Resistance 3,
yep,
Yakuza 4, Infamous 2, MGS 4,
yep,
Ratchet and Clank: A Crack in Time.
Yup.
Let me put the title on.
Yes, do that.
The Last of Us and Uncharted 2. Hold on. Among Thieves.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, book it. Ladies and gentlemen, do we have any comments, questions, or concerns about the top 10 PlayStation 3 exclusives?
Not a bad list in any way, shape, or form.
All right, going up on the Discord now.
Throw it up, see what we get.
Speak now or forever hold your peace. Locked in, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming in and hanging out with us. This was a fun time.
If you haven't yet, go download these 10 games.
Go onto your PS3 and download what you can.
You can.
Onto your Vita and your PSV, you know, however long we have until that's all gone.
So hard to say goodbye.
As long as I can still play PT. I have it downloaded.
Better hope your PS3 4 doesn't die.
Well, that's the thing.
I'm like, all of these are ticking time bombs because they have moving parts on them.
Yes, I also heard, this shit's gonna break.
Unless you can crack them open and fix them. And I'm just like sitting here going like, Marvel 2.
Yep.
Anyway, guys, we love you.
Yes, we will be back here tomorrow.
You're all beautiful people. We'll be back here tomorrow to play Halo.
Yes,
to Halo.
We'll be finishing Halo Combat Evolved tomorrow.
Halo Combat Evolved.
Evolved.
Evolution.
Yep. Exactly.
All right, guys. We'll be back. Tomorrow. We love you guys. You're all beautiful people.
Have a good night.